So let us speak a little bit more on psychology, my psychology and your psychology, and let us address things that we all need to be aware of. Now, my particular channel being different from many other channels, I am seeking out the others, and I'm asking you, what do you know? Do you know anything? Do you know similar things to what I know? Do you know things that I don't know? Are there things that you think will be important for me to know? If so, share me links, share me books, come and talk, these sort of things. You see, what I've been doing for many, many years, people, I've been a voice in the wilderness, and I've been crying out, is there anyone there? Is there anyone else there? And all I've been receiving is the echo of my own voice. And so I have slipped somewhat into solipsism, in that it seems to me that I am the only conscious entity on the world. Everybody else is just pretending to be conscious, and I know this is so because I can't see any evidence of their being conscious. I can't hear anything relative and intellectual and befitting with what I'm saying. I can watch people speaking about different stuff, but I can't find anybody which is relating the stuff that I say to anybody in an individual way. All these people on YouTube, they're all reading from other people's works. I'm reading from my works. I'm conveying my works. And my works is a conglomerate of other people's works, but primarily it's the feelings and it's the intuition and that which I know to be gnosis, as much as anyone can know anything. I'm not listening to people who are scientists and intellectuals in any realm, and who say they know something because they have discovered it, but they don't tell you the intricacies as to how. You can't find the root of it. I need to see the root. I need to hear it. I need to see it coming from. I need to see it emanating from someone. I need to see the light behind there. I need to know that they are an enlightened being. Because you can see it, you can feel it, and you can intuit it. That's what I'm looking for, people. And it's most certainly a shot in the dark. And we're most certainly very, very far and few between. But I do know there is at least one other out there. And this person tells me that he watches every one of my videos. I can see in him what he can see in me. And I can't see that which I see in him in anybody else to the same degree. You can see people that kind of like getting it a bit here and kind of like getting it a bit there, but this person who I'm speaking about, who hopefully we will start speaking to each other, he's a seer, he's a feeler, he's an intuitor, and I know that because it takes one to know one. And so what I'm asking you guys out there, are you another one? And if so, what on earth is it that's preventing you from coming forward, engaging and sharing? What sort of crippling force possesses you? I know that many people have issues with people like me. It's the classic David Icke scenario. Nobody wants David Icke on his show because once upon a time he said something like the Queen of England was a lizard. And now they think that that's what he stands for, and he's a lunatic. And all you've got to do, you see, propaganda is a very, very powerful thing. I watched an interview with David only a couple of days ago, and it was a very new interview conducted only last week. And this guy said, "Oh, great to see you, David. I've not known of you really that long. I've only read one of your books. I heard about you in the past, and you know, the shape-shifting lizards and the Queen's a lizard and all that." And I was just belly laughing the same as everybody else. But in recent times, through certain circumstances, I was privy to more of your talks. And I said to myself, this guy isn't what people are conveying him to be. He really does know what's going on. He really is sincere. He really is bright and well researched, and he doesn't talk any bullshit. and but people are terrified to have an acquaintance with him, fear they get tarred with the same brush because they're all so precious about their channel and their followers. And this is a curse, and this is a weakness. And if any of you really think you are truth seekers and you are autonomous beings, if you're bound by that, then you are just as weak as everybody else. And all these Tucker Carlsons and Jordan Petersons and Russell Brands, they're all the same. You see, these characters, they're very, very protective, aren't they? You never ever see any of these interviewing someone like me. Someone like me could hold their own with any of that crowd and ask them very, very embarrassing questions. But you can't get a look in because you don't have that criteria, that the in the club criteria. You've got to have a PhD, you've got to have a professorship, you've got to have written papers of some magnitude, and you've got to have millions of viewers, otherwise you're not in the club. And so can you not see that that is very elitist? You know, people will call me all different sorts of things, and they'll assume all different sorts of things when I convey myself as an elitist. Everybody's an elitist. Politicians are elitists. Business owners are elitists. Any people in positions of power are elitists. Police officers are elitists. Even traffic wardens, they get above their station and they think that they've got power over you, don't they? These little Hitlers. Being an elitist, people, is a human trait, and it's a very, very, very prominent one. All you've got to do is open your fucking eyes and you'll see it. But people like me, I say it, I lay it on the table, and I'm overt about it. I'm not trying to hide it, and I'm not trying to deny it. The reason why I'm not denying anything, because I know what I am, I see in a billion other people. And so human traits, people, human traits. Some have a pronounced trait more than others, some have traits that others don't have, but generally we're all in the same soup of these human traits. And so I'm just telling you the way it is, the way I feel and the way I see you guys. And what I've seen is today I'm putting these videos up, and in the one hand, you see, I'm giving you, and in the other hand I'm taking away. Now, of course, that puts you in a mental schism, because you don't know how to take me, and you don't know whether I'm speaking about you or whether I'm speaking about somebody else. And sometimes you may think I'm speaking about somebody else, but sometimes you may not be sure whether I'm speaking about you, and in which case the ego will get triggered and you'll feel intimidated, you'll feel aroused, you'll feel angry, and all these different sorts of things. And so I'm doing this very, very purposeful, because what this enables you to do is to really start to think for yourselves and look inside to see what's happening, rather than if I was just being super kind like 99% of them out there, and just assuming that you're all great people, all you great people, you're intelligent, of course you understand what I'm saying, every one of you, yes, and I don't know any more than you, and I'm so humble, and I'm just a shit kicker, and I'm just reading it from this, and anyone could read it from this, and so please like and subscribe me, and please let me be in your gang of nobodies. That's what they're all like. Oh, and by the way, if you can give me some money, then that'll be fucking handy. And so there's always the undertow. There's the undertow, isn't there? And when these people say, oh, please, oh, he's so great, like and subscribe. Oh, yes, I'll acquiesce to his request, because that makes me feel important. I'm helping his channel. I'm giving him something because I'm important, and he's conveyed to me that I'm important, and so, well, I must be important. I must be important enough to put my finger on that trigger button, whether it's a thumb up or a thumb down. And then you see people, you know, waxing lyrical in the comments, and invariably they're just so stupid, they're just far flung from what the content of the video is, or any semblance of reality. This is the nature of the human being. I don't want that to go on my channel, so I ensure that I am building a firewall up that's going to prevent those weak, flimsy straw men from getting through, because they are going to be set alight and burn, and there's just going to be a pile of ashes on the floor. The only people that are going to be getting through my firewall are light beings, because light beings cannot be burnt, you see. So you see the filter system I'm deploying, very complex, lots of psychology going on. But what I'm seeing now with you people, because I'm saying there's a few of you out there that are smart, but most of you are dumb as they come, and some of you may be getting it, but most of you won't. And so what I'm doing is then I'm giving you the opportunity to make a decision. Which one are you? And if you think that you're one of the smart ones which gets it, well, your ego is going to be triggered in proving that, isn't it? And so then your ego is going to be writing down, oh yeah, I know this, and sending me all wonderful things and this, that and the other. Great. Finally you've done it. Finally you've risen to the occasion. Finally you're engaging. What's making you engage? It isn't the fact that you really wanted to, it's the fact that you've been prompted to by your ego reaction. That's what I'm feeling with most instances. And well, why don't we just realise that, and why don't we build on that? I'm telling you that the ego is the operating system of being a human being, and without the ego we would be nothing. And if you want to proclaim and pretend that you are meek and humble, then what are you? You're just the lowest of the low. You're a doormat. You're a doormat for the rest of civilization. And well, you just continue thinking that you are more than others when everybody else is wiping their feet on you. So at some stage you might start to think, hang on, what's all this meek and humble shit about? I'm on the bottom rung of the ladder, everybody is shitting and snotting down on me, and nobody really thinks I'm great at all. In actual fact, they just think I'm a fucking doormat, and that's what they use me like. So we have to think about the reality of these things, because when you read this sort of stuff, people, even in the book written supposedly 2,000 years ago, it's all written by propagandists. And if the propagandists tell you that the meek will inherit the earth, well, fuck me, isn't that the sort of thing an oligarch would say? Isn't that the sort of thing a king or queen would say, to have dominion over the masses? Of course it is. So it's just elementary for someone like me. And yet billions and billions and billions fall for this crock of shit. So, engagement, that's what I've always wanted. I'm looking for the others. I'm looking for someone to tell me something. I'm looking for someone to assert what they consider as their knowledge, their subjective knowledge, their experiences, and if they can convey them in an articulate manner with all the fine details that we will need to find any semblance of reality to anything. You know, when I was looking for stories and legitimate stories of people having out-of-body experiences, then I'll come upon time after time after time, hi guys, ooh, wow, I had this astral projection last night, I just fucking started buzzing, and then bush, I was flying around space and I was meeting aliens, and you know, one of them tried to fucking gobble me up, one of them tried to blow me, and the other one tried to be my friend and, you know, make me a king of their fucking domain. Oh, before you know it, I was back in bed. Wow, that was quite something. I'm like, what does that mean? What does that give anybody? Nothing. Nothing at all. So what I started to do, I started to tell people exactly why I was going for the out-of-body experience, exactly in the finest minutiae, every single thing that I was doing, so people could see how I was doing it and what worked and what didn't work, because it's a very complex thing and there's no straight road into doing this. It's a subjective thing. What I found after trying everybody else's ideas, that none of them happened, it just spontaneously happened, and it's kind of like, wow. And so there was no format to it, it just happened whenever it wanted to happen. It's a thing with autonomy, and it comes for you when it thinks you're ready or whether it wants to play. And you can try and try and try, but until it wants you, it ain't ready, it ain't coming. And that's what I'm absolutely positive about. It's a living conscious entity. or whole array of living conscious entities in a parallel dimension that know that you are speaking to them in this vibration, and then when they feel that vibration, they're in the vicinity, they will come to you. You can get shapeshifters, you can get beautiful women, you can get hat men, you can get old hags and all different sorts of things. They're all out there, and it just depends who's there at the time and what will come. And then, if you are terrified of the shadow beings and the old hags and the hat men, then you'll never go back there again. And if you do go back there again and one of these characters comes, then you'll shoot yourself and you'll end up back in your body. If you don't shoot yourself, and if you go for them to grab them by their neck, they will disappear, and then you're on to the next level, and then you go on to the next level, and the next level. That's what it likes, people. It's next levels. They try you and test you. They test your integrity. They test your valor. They test your determination and all that different sorts of stuff. And so I've been to these realms and I know what the deal is, and I've dealt with angels, gods and demons, and so trust me, I know a little bit on what I'm talking about here. And so if anybody else does, then I'm all ears to listen to that. And if anybody wants to know about the experiences that I've had and what brings me here, then I've wrote a book consisting of 250,000 words, 650 pages, and the link to the Amazon site where you can buy that book is underneath every single video, save maybe the odd Providence video. And so, okay, the few of you're putting something intelligent down, and it's engaging me, and what it's going to do, depending on the amount that happens, if I get a reasonable percentage of that, then I will stop referring to you as all dumbasses because you've proved yourself otherwise. If you don't prove yourself otherwise, if I put a video up and then I've got 300 hits and I've got 5 comments or 10 comments, and most of them are not even contextual with the content of the video, and they're not saying anything, then would it be reasonable for me to assume that you are all deadbeats, that you don't know what I'm speaking about, you haven't got a clue? Because it would be reasonable to think that if you did have a clue, then, oh, that bit you said here and that bit you said there, oh, that got me, I've got an experience like that, blah blah blah. I have actually videos like that. You can watch my videos on my channel. Or I'm a bit of an orator, why don't we come and have a chat, because I think it's going to take a long time, too long to put down like this, but in an hour I could tell you about some of these things and you might enjoy them. Awake and Brave, yes, I think I would. But how many of you are too terrified to do that because you're not articulate, because maybe you're not intelligent enough to do that, or you just can't find the words, or it's not your thing? There's a billion reasons, isn't there? And then of course the reasons are, well, the Awake and Brave stands for this, the Awake and Brave says that, the Awake and Brave's done this, and he says wacky things like this. Oh, we couldn't possibly have the Awake and Brave on my channel. I'd lose thousands of my subscribers because he says things about Jesus blows him off in the astral. Then he says wacky things about calling the dead and the aged and all these different sorts of things. Well, I'm not the only one. There's been many people with these opinions, and there's many people of these opinions now, but you've just got to listen a little bit more acutely, and then you'll hear them, and then you've got to watch a little bit more, and then you'll see it manifesting before your very eyes. And some of you are well aware of the likes of Bill Gates. Well, he's a eugenicist, and he's an elitist, and he's up there with all the rest of them that have got their brilliant ideas as to how the world's going to go, and he's not got too much of a consideration for all you guys on the bottom rung of the ladder. And so the things I'm saying are the things that's happening, the things that many other people, all the people that you probably think are important and you respect, all your leaders and your politicians and all that, do you honestly think any of them care one iota for you guys down there? If you do, you're delusional. And so therefore then you should be listening very, very intently to what I'm saying. You should be taking it on board, and you should be really investigating these things even further and saying to yourself, Awake and Brave, you said this and you said that. Have you got any links, or could you enlarge on that, or why are you saying these things? And then, if it doesn't consume too much of my energy, I'll point you in the right direction. So if you don't want me, if you're tired of me referring to you as a collective as dumb and all the rest of it and all the other demeaning things, if you don't want me to do that, then you show to me that you're not that. You put something in the comments of what you are, a little bit about you, a few lines, or whether, yeah, you're really enjoying this series of videos, or, you know, you respect the channel, and this, that, and the other. Engagement, people. Because if all I'm saying is falling on dead ears and petrified street urchins, which don't have even the courage to put text down on a computer when they don't even have their own name and their own face there, what the fuck are they protecting? There's just an imaginary fear in their minds. They think, well, you don't know, do you? And that's the thing, you don't know, do you? Well, you don't know who will see it and how they can get to me and who will know about this. And if I, you know, went on the Awake and Brave channel, or if I spoke to him, well, the video will be up there for a long time and everyone will see it, that I spoke with the Awake and Brave and, you know, I didn't condemn him for the things that he says. Huh. Why don't you just say you're a free fucking thinker and you're a free speaker and you speak to other free thinkers and speakers? You don't have to agree with anything they say. You can even have a disclaimer. I'm not advocating anything that this person's about to say. I just want to have a chat with a free thinking and talking person, because they're far and few between. So, I'm pretty prolific today. Some days I am, some days I'm just prolific, people. I'm just going through a song and I just keep thinking of stuff, and okay, hopefully this will be the last. What is it, the 5th or 6th video today? Enough already.